tastes like a chocolate-covered pretzel.
That's exactly what it is. I plan to serve them Friday night, but first I wanted an outside opinion.
They're delicious. And that opinion comes from the inside. What's Friday night?
That's the night of the Y Indian Guides meeting at the Baker TP.
I thought that was for boys and their fathers.
It is.
Do you have a father for Corey?
She has now. I'm the right color, the right sex, and I'm free Friday night.
If that's an offer, Paul, you're too...
I'll even bring my own moccasins.
You're too late. I already have an acting father for Corey.
Okay, what if I come as a group medicine man?
Watch it, Cameron. Now you're getting into my racket.
Okay, I know what I'm beat. But remember, Julia, if anything should happen to that father of yours, I'm ready, willing, and anxious.
Thank you, Paul. I'll keep that in mind.
When would you like to see me next, Doctor?
As soon as my chess game deteriorates to where you're a real challenge.
It's always a pleasure to do business with you, Doctor. And it would be even a bigger pleasure to do business with you.
Do you really have a father picked out for Corey?
Well, not yet, but I have 3 to choose from.
3?
Yes, all volunteer leftovers from the last powwow.
I don't know what you've got against Cameron. He's ambitious, intelligent, aggressive.
He certainly is aggressive.
I think he's absolutely adorable.
And what a chess player. I wouldn't admit it to him, but he pushed me into a corner before I knew what was happening.
I know. Paul Cameron has pushed me into a few corners, and I don't even play chess. There's no need to apologize, Mr. Bowman. If you're busy, you're busy. I understand perfectly. Yes, I definitely will call on you the next time. Thank you. Goodbye.
Problem 3. Volunteers who de-volunteer.
3 would-be fathers who can't be. At least not at this Friday's Indian Guide meeting.
Which leaves Little Chief Corey without a Big Chief anybody.
I have at least 2 days to get a replacement.
I know how you can get one in 2 minutes. Call extension 230, insurance section, and ask for Paul Cameron.
I am tempted, but the premiums are a little too high. What do you think, Eddie?
What?
I'm sorry. I just thought you might have been listening to our conversation.
You're looking at the new Eddie Edson. From now on, I don't eavesdrop.
Julia, that new fellow on computers, the one who's been working with Leroy?
Larry Russell.
That's it.
What's it?
Larry Russell. He's Y Indian Guide father material if I ever saw any. And he's single, virile,
and practically a stranger to me. Hannah, I haven't said 10 words to that man. I could hardly ask him to be a proxy father for my son.
Of course you couldn't. It would take a neutral third party.
I thought you were going.
Oh, yeah. That's why I opened the door. Bye.
You may, Mr. Russell.
Oh, I see you ordered the salmon croquettes, too.
Yes, it was either that or macaroni and cheese.
I know we haven't been formally introduced, but I've been meaning to talk to you. In general, that is.
That sounds as though you now have something specific in mind.
Yes. Actually, it's about that Y Indian Guide meeting you're having at your house this Friday. I would consider it a privilege to act as your son's father for the occasion. And if you want to know how I found out about this, let's just say a little birdie told me.
Would that little birdie by any chance be a skinny-throated blabbermouth named Eddie Edson?
You hit it right on the beak.
Someday I'm going to hit Eddie Edson right on the beak.
Well, he meant well. And personally, I'm glad to have the opportunity to volunteer.
But you don't even know my son. You hardly know me.
Exactly, Mrs. Baker. And this will give me a chance to get to know both of you. Please?
All right, Mr. Russell. About 7:30?
I'll see you Friday night, 7:30 sharp, Julia.
Even 7:15, Larry. I forgot to give you my address.
I already have it.
I should have known. With Eddie Edson on the job, you probably know my birth date, my shoe size, and my laundry detergent.
Even your sex.
Mind if I join you, Larry?
Not at all. Sit, brother.
I didn't know that you and Mrs. Baker were chummy enough for luncheon dates.
We're not, really. But I do hope to see more of her.
That's so.
As a matter of fact, we have a date for Friday night.
Oh?
She's having an Indian guide meeting at her home, and I've volunteered to stand in as her son's father.
Gee, that was a darn nice gesture, Larry.
I think she's doing me a favor. She seems like a wonderful, warm person.
Oh, she is. She is. Have a warm, wonderful time.
Paul?
Hmm?
Did you ever date Julia?
I used to.
But no more?
Mm-mm.
Why not? I know it's none of my business.
You're right. It isn't. But I guess I could warn you.
About what?
Well, like Julia's warm and wonderful, all right. A great gal, but there's just one little problem. She's mad to get married.
What's wrong with that? I'd marry her in a minute. Anybody in his right mind would.
Right on, brother, right on. If only I could afford to. I can't even swing dating her anymore.
What do you mean?
Oh, I don't mind fancy restaurants every once in a while, but with Julia Baker, if you don't go to a place where you can order French champagne, caviar, beef Wellington, Cherry's Jubilee, man, she makes you feel like you're in Charlie's Chicken Shack. Not that I can blame her, of course. She figures that if you think enough of her to buy her expensive perfume, a nice piece of jewelry every time you see her, well, it's the least you can do.
Get back, brother. Are you telling me that she expects you to bring her something every time you see her?
Well, no, not every time. I remember once I did come up empty-handed. Of course, that was the night she had to go out on an emergency case, and she did need someone to look after her son.
Why didn't she get a babysitter?
A babysitter for that kid of hers? A lion tamer would be more like it. Not that it's his fault, of course, that poor little tike. I mean, what can you expect? An only child, no father, working mother. It's a miracle he's been suspended from school only 6 times. Something wrong, buddy? You look like you swallowed a bad croquette.
Clinic Baker. Why, hello, Larry. Oh, yes, thank you. Oh, of course I understand. After all, I am a nurse. Goodbye.
Another volunteer, Daddy? Unvolunteered?
Oh, Larry Russell just remembered that his dog is due to have pups on Friday, and he has to stand by.
Oh, Hannah. I'm beginning to feel like a leper.
Well, are you two preparing for surgery, or is this your post-operative routine?
We're busy, Mr. Cameron. If you've come to play more chess, Doctor's busy, too.
No, I was merely passing, Mrs. Yarby.
As what?
A Y Indian guide. See, I've heard a disturbing rumor that Mrs. Baker may still be shy of father for the big Friday night powwow. True, Julia, or false?
How'd Eddie Edson get the news around so fast?
Are you going to let your icy attitude towards me freeze up an evening for that adorable little son of yours?
Paul, have you ever been to a Y Indian Guide meeting?
No, madam, but you're talking to an ex-Eagle Scout. Brave, reverent, honest, sincere.
Trustworthy.
Trustworthy.
7:30 Friday night.
And prompt.
He may be an Eagle Scout, but as an old campfire girl, I know I'm going to need a chaperone.
Well, don't look at me. Friday night, my cat's expecting kittens.
Here, Mrs. Baker, let me help you.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Cooper.
With all these groceries, you could be cooking for a whole regiment.
Well, a tribe would be more like it. The Indian Guides are meeting in my apartment tonight.
Oh, really? And who, if I may who you, is Corey's big chief?
Mr. Cameron,
Ah, very nice fella. But I didn't know he had an interest in why Indian guides.
It's an interest he recently acquired.
You mean since he found out the Indians might guide him a little closer to you? Well, it's not so terrible. I'm sure you can handle the situation.
Oh, I can. With a little help.
Please, Mrs. Baker, I'm only a landlord, not a bouncer.
Well, that's not what I meant. After the boys and their father leave, Paul and I will be alone. So I thought it might be nice if you'd come up and keep us company.
You mean you want me to be your chaperone?
Would you mind?
Well, I'm not exactly crazy about the idea. But I would do it for you if I could.
But you can't.
I could if I could get out of the gin rummy tournament at the community center.
Mr. Cooper, I wouldn't ask you to do that.
You wouldn't ask me, and my partner wouldn't let me. However, if you like, I can give you some advice.
I'm certainly willing to listen.
Nah, forget it. If it's good advice, you won't take it. And if it's bad advice, who needs it?
Mama, when is Mr. Cameron coming?
Any minute, Corey. Now stop fretting.
I can't stop fretting.
Why not?
Because I don't know what it means.
I'll bet that's him. Now.
Get him, circle him. Engines, get him.
On your mark, get set.
Go! Corey, pull! Pull, gang! Pull! Pull, gang! Pull! Seated by the wigwams at the break of day, watch the burning campfires light the dawn away. Seated by the wigwams at the break of day, watch the burning campfires light the dawn away.
Heap big evening, Julia. You throw a wow of a powwow.
Yeah, neato.
Hope we didn't wear you out, Paul.
Well, the Canadian Air Force exercises are a snap compared to this.
You're right.
See you at school tomorrow, Corey. Tomorrow's Saturday. There is no school. Yeah.
Come on. So long.
Good night. Where are you going?
To bed?
Well, there's no school tomorrow. You can stay up a while.
I'm too sleepy.
Young man, aren't you forgetting something?
Thank you, Mr. Cameron, for being my father tonight.
How'd you like me to be your father every night?
We don't have Indian guide meetings every night.
Oh.
I'll come in and read you a story in a minute.
You don't have to. I'll tell myself one while I'm brushing my teeth.
That's a mighty sharp lad you have there, Julia.
I don't understand it, but he's certainly giving us a big letting alone.
It's about time us Indians got a break.
Oh.
They're right there. Now that's my kind of music. It really turns me on.
I can see that. The question is, what do I do to turn you off?
The answer to that is, why bother?
You're a very persuasive man.
And you're a very beautiful woman.
Oh, Paul, you mustn't.
Tell me when to stop. You're not saying anything.
Do you hear a bell?
Well, I hear lots of bells.
Don't go away.
That wasn't my plan.
Hi. Oh, Marie. You know Paul Cameron.
I certainly do.
Good evening, Mrs. Wagadorn.
Well, looks like I got here in the nick of time. To hell with the dishes, I mean.
Oh, that won't be necessary. I'm signed up for KP.
Good. In that case, we can just sit and talk.
Marie, it's nice of you to come up, but I know you've had a very tiring day.
Yeah, you look exhausted, Mrs. Wagadorn.
Actually, I could go on all night. Anyway, Leonard was telling me about this wonderful project where the boys are going to build their own canoe. Have you ever been canoeing, Mr. Cameron?
No, but there have been times when I've been up the creek without a paddle.
Oh, that's very funny. Anyway, I told Leonard I thought...
Marie.
Huh?
Could I speak to you a moment, please?
Yeah.
Marie, you know the old saying, two's company, three's a crowd.
You mean you want to leave?
No, you do. But you told me to stay no matter what. Now I'm telling you to go no matter what.
And you changed your mind. Just like a woman.
Is that bad?
No. I just don't know what took you so long. Well, I have to go now, Mr. Cameron.
Oh, you do? I'm sorry.
For a sorry man, you have the unsorriest smile I've ever seen. I always have to leave just when things are getting interesting.
Now, where were we?
Well, I was here.
Yes, and I was here.
And the music was playing.
Yes, I can still hear it.
A good melody does linger on.
I don't believe it.
If that's Marie Wagadorn again,
Surprise!
Mr. Cooper!
In the flesh.
Oh, but I thought you...
I know what you thought. But my gin rummy partner's partner was blitzed early, so I figured I'd stop by and chew the fat. Mr. Cameron! Good evening. You remember me, Sal Cooper, the friendly neighborhood landlord and lousy gin rummy player? But at chess, I'm a champion, and I hear you play a fair game yourself. So we'll have a few games or two.
Good morning, Doctor.
Who moved that hook?
You're looking well.
That is an opinion based on no medical evidence.
Then you don't feel well?
No, I feel fine. I just resent having it called to my attention.
Well, it's only Monday. By Friday, you may improve to the point where you're feeling miserable.
Oh, speaking about Friday, how did you and the Indians get along with Paul Cameron?
The Indians, fine. Head squaw? Ugh.
Good morning, Doctor.
Well, it's too early for chess. So I imagine your business is with Mrs. Baker.
Julia, about walking out the way I did Friday night, I'd like to make it up to you by taking you out to dinner.
Paul, you don't owe me an apology.
Oh, yes, I do. I was strictly out of order.
You were fine. It was my doorbell. It should have been out of order.
Oh, morning.